Chelsea 5, Morecambe 0, and Joao Felix gets 2 goals. Carabao gets 2 long ranges, 1 deflected, 1 an excellent finish. Nkunku has a stinker but gets a goal. Chelsea are through to the FA Cup 4th round, but yet Chelsea fans are absolutely furious with the performance. The reality is we need to talk about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, but the fans are the ugly things today. Because the reaction online to this performance after a 5-0 victory in the second half, obliterating the team, is pathetic. We're going to break the performance down. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people are overreacting. A lot of people want something that isn't real. They want 8 shots, 8 goals. The reality is the boys played well today. The first half was lackluster, but you've got rusty players. We're going to break it down. Before we get started, everyone should be happy today. Every single person should be hitting that like button. Every single person should be subscribing that if you're not, because I'm telling you right now, I'm objective. I will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Your latest Chelsea news, your latest transfers, but let's get into the game and let's break this down because there's a lot to talk about today. There's a lot of positives and I'm going to talk about the positives. There are a few negatives and we'll get onto that as well, but let's go. In the FA Cup 3rd round, upsets happen all the time. All that mattered today was the result. All that mattered today was Chelsea making sure they're in the draw for the 4th round of the FA Cup. Chelsea put 5 goals past Morecambe. Chelsea scored 5 goals, and you know what? The goals were coming. The first half, people said it was horrible, it was slow, it was terrible. But if you actually look at the game, we started off with pace and urgency. The goal didn't come. They put a deep block in. Fans started panicking, and we got what we deserved towards the end of the half. Tosin, from long range, took a shot. It's a low block. He had all the time in the world. He has to shoot. You can't always pass the ball in that range. And we lack shooters. And you know what? He said, you know what? I'm taking a shot. Deflected, went in, 1-0. Game was over from that moment in time. Morecambe came to defend. They came to frustrate. And it was working on our fans, not on our players. However, we got a good goal. What happened after? In the second half, straight away, Cucurella came on, and I think Cucurella's substitution was brilliant. The reason the Cucurella substitution was brilliant was because Cucurella linked up with Tariq George very well. Tariq George is a player that, in my opinion, has welcomed to the party at this moment in time. Tariq George has got a lot of minutes this year, right? He got a few Conference League minutes, he got some cup minutes, and I've never actually understood the hype around him. A lot of people, oh, Tariq's amazing. Tariq's going to do this. Tariq's going to do that. Today was his welcome to the professional gaming. The reason I say this is prior to his 2 assists, Tariq was positive on the ball. Tariq was taking people on, retaining the ball whilst he was taking them on, linking up play, right weight of pass, right time to shoot. The overall performance was great. Tariq picks up the ball for the second goal, plays it to Cucurella. Beautiful cutback, that little move that we normally do with Enzo, where the winger gets it, someone else does a 3rd man run, next thing you know, he cuts it back. They clear it, it goes to Viega, good strike, drops to Nkunku, who slots it in. 2-0, game done. So from then on, it gets comfortable. And whilst it gets comfortable, Chelsea start moving the ball more crisp. And this is where Tariq George was really showing his urgency on the ball, you know, attracting people towards him, beating a man, releasing it with the right waist, gives it to Tosin. Tosin absolutely rifles it the way Rudiger rifled it. It was a top tier finish, genuinely. Great finish, 3-0. I'm here tweeting like, yo, are you not still upset? Are people still crying? And then the Joao Felix show started. First half, Felix and George were linking up like they've been playing for years, man. They've been linking up like they're cousins. They've been linking up like they're brothers from other mothers. Genuinely. They were talking to each other like absolutely methodically. They didn't need to speak the same language, or they didn't need to speak the same football language. They knew where the other person was going to be without thinking. And for me, what was beautiful was one knew, if I'm going to go short, I'm going to fling the ball into you. If you're going to go long, I'm going to play the ball over the top for you. And it was so intricate. It just weren't coming off because it's a deep block. But in the second half, you saw it. George takes a man on, gives it to Joao Felix. Joao Felix opens his body up, strikes a cross goal, back on the inside of the goal, 1-0. Then Felix gets the ball again, opens his body up, edge of the box, flip, cross, 5-0. Felix leaves the game with 2 goals, and this is why I say you need shooters. And people don't listen to me when I say that. People say Joao Felix shoots too much. You need shooters. You need players like Tariq George. You need players like Palmer. You need players like Felix that will take the ball, be a man, and shoot. Take the ball, feed it into someone under pressure, flick it off, someone else shoots. When there is low blocks, the best way to open them up is by popping shots off, because they have to leave their position and create holes. The more they're scared of you, the more they're going to run towards you and leave gaps. And Chelsea capitalised on that in the second half. They moved the ball a bit faster. Tariq George was popping off shots when needed. He was moving it quicker when he needed to. Felix got 2 goals. And for me, Joao Felix needs to start against Bournemouth. I don't care if this is Morecambe. He's got his 2 goals, and the other person that needs to start is on the right wing. I need to see Jadon Sancho on that right wing, Palmer in the 10, Felix on the left, Jackson at the 9. And the reason why is because when Sancho came on that right-hand side, he gave me what you need, right? Receives the ball under pressure, opens his body, takes his man on, passes it backwards. If needed, comes into the midfield, goes into the 10, links up ball, retains the ball well. Glue, the absolute creative glue. For me, he played so well. All in all, his performance was very good. Other people that deserve praise, the corners today. That set-piece coach deserves all the praise in the world, and I'm going to explain to you why. First 2 minutes, Disasi just missed the header. Another minute, Disasi missed another header. Then there was a corner that it went over the top. Joao Felix recovered it, crossed it up. The guy done a volleyball block. We got a penalty. Didn't score from it. And when we didn't score from a penalty, everyone was panicking. I know why people were panicking. We haven't been winning in 4. So the panic hits. Everyone's worried that we're not going to lose. Tosin hits the post. And it's looking like one of those days where you're missing big chances and they're all coming from corners. We're not normally this dangerous. And you know what it is, yeah? When you're playing League 2 sides, this is bread and butter stuff for them. They have got set pieces on smash usually, because this is how they score their goals and this is how they defend it usually. So they should be good from corners, but we made them look pathetic. Genuinely, from corner kicks today, Disasi and Tosin should be leaving with more goals. They should be eating today. They were at all-you-can-eat buffet, and they didn't eat. Furthermore, the next thing we need to talk about, Romeo Lavia and Reece James got 45 minutes. The smile on my face when I see Reece James and Romeo Lavia is unbelievable. Because what it is it raises the level of our squad from here to here. All of a sudden, you've got James, and you've got Lavia, you've got Caicedo, you've got Enzo, and it's better players. And all of a sudden, the emphasis of the team just rises nicely. Everything is looking better. Everything is looking sharper. Everything is just a better quality player in that position. They got 45 minutes. James looked like he was blowing. He looked shattered. He came off perfect. Lavia looked okay as well. Do not overexert them. Genuinely, ease them in slowly. This is what needs to happen against Bournemouth as well. Half an hour. Like, come on to see the game out. Genuinely, let's win that game and bring him on. Or, if we need to change the game a little bit, that's the 2 you bring on. Because they both have that kind of quality. And finally, Jurgensen and Tosin deserve some praise. And, you know, even Viega looked good in the second half. First half, he was diabolical. But second half, he looked good. He got on the ball, piped it around a little bit, like, boop, boop, boop. Everything you needed, passed it around. Just solid performance. Jurgensen, safe pair of hands, man. Like, he's a good goalkeeper. Genuinely, I look at him, I'm like, yeah, you're a keeper. I don't worry about you. And Tosin had a good game as well. Now we need to get into the bad and the ugly, because there are a few things I need to talk about. The first thing we need to talk about in the bad is Nkunku. Nkunku missed a penalty today. I'm not cooking him for missing penalties, right? Players miss penalties all the time. First of all, the VAR needs to be ashamed. There's no VAR. And I don't understand why. If you have it available, it should be utilised, in my opinion, right? If you have it available, it should be utilised. They didn't utilise it. The keeper was like good yard off his line. It reminded me of Jersey Dudek for Liverpool against AC Milan in that Champions League final. It was a joke. And he saved it. So plaudits to him. We ain't going to use that as an excuse. But what I don't like is Nkunku wasn't pressing. He looked lazy. He looked not interested. And this is the one that bothers me, right? Because your body language, you can look not interested. Some people just walk around and they look like they're nonchalant. It's perfectly fine. But when you look disinterested, I'm worried. Because now I start believing everything we're reading. He doesn't want to be here. He wants a move. He's looking for a move. And for me, yes, he scored a goal, but goals don't mask performances. They won't mask performances. I won't allow that to happen because I have eyes. Los ojos, like the eyes. I can look at a game and I'll tell you, did he play well or didn't? He didn't get on the ball. I think he had a good 10-minute spell. And he scored in that 10-minute spell. Where he got on the ball, flicked it around a little bit, tried to be a little bit penetrative. Nothing else, man. Genuinely, first half passed him by. I would cook Mudryk if he dropped that kind of performance. Genuinely, I would be furious if he dropped that kind of performance. It's unacceptable. He should not be playing. We sacrificed midfield balance by playing him and Felix in that double 10. Unacceptable. He needs to do more and expect more from Nkunku. He's too good of a player to be dropping those kind of performances. The next one. Mark Guiu is not ready. Look, Mark Guiu would be good for an Ipswich as a Delap. You know that one? You're running around, there's space in behind, you're causing chaos, you're pressing, you're doing all the ugly stuff. You get a few chances, you get 6-7 goals, happy days. Problem for me is, Mark Guiu at this moment in time doesn't have the IQ to play against low blocks. And you can see it. He's just not ready. He didn't get a single chance today. His movements weren't ideal. And then, to make matters worse, he's got Neto just hoofing the ball in the box like he's Raul Jimenez, like he's Chris Wood. And this is the problem. Neto needs a target man. And this is where you guys are right and not me. I understand why a lot of you wanted Victor Osimhen, because Victor Osimhen would be eating with these crosses. Victor Osimhen is an absolute monster in the air. Like, he leaps well, his movement's great, he's sharp. So if Victor Osimhen is the striker there and Neto's putting in these crosses, we're eating. It's cash money. Every single day, cross, assist, goal. Literally, it will be good. But with Mark Guiu, he's just 18, he's young. He ain't physically built enough to do that. And we know Jackson can't do that. So what happens to Neto? Neto puts in those crosses. It looks terrible because no one gets in it on the end of it. Neto gets to the byline, cuts it back across. People aren't tapping it in. So he looks poor. And this is a problem for me. Disasi, bro, I don't know what to say about Disasi that I haven't said anymore. Like, he needs to leave. He's fifth choice. Genuinely. He needs to go somewhere. He needs a fresh start. He's not good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club, in my personal opinion. Like, even today, he was okay. Nothing special. Toussaint looked comfortable. He looked shaky at times. But this is another thing. It's confidence. And I think this is what him and Nkunku are struggling with. In their head, they're struggling to understand with the idea that they're not starters. And when they're not starters, it's a problem. Finally, the ugly. And the ugly is, our fans stink, man. I mean this, bro. I really do. Not the match-going fans. I mean the online fans. Because there's this whole perception that we were losing in the first half. The meltdown was disgusting. Oh my God, this is horrific. What are we watching here? This is preposterous. What do you mean, what are we watching here? We were 1-0 up, we were creating chances, and they weren't going in. And guess what? Second half, when they got tired, we went ahead by four more. So it ended up being 5-0. Then, Tariq George is not good. Oh my God, he's rubbish. Hudson-Odoi was better. Hudson-Odoi was a generational elite talent when he was coming through the academy. Tariq George will never be that. Tariq George is not as good as, Hudson-Odoi. Maybe one day he can become it, because Hudson-Odoi got injured, and that caused like a change to him to change his game. But Tariq George got 2 assists, then everyone changed their tune. Oh, Felix is shooting too much. You need shooters. Be upset at the people not getting involved. Don't be upset with people trying stuff and it not coming off. And this frustrates me. But I'm going to be nice. I am going to be nice. And all I want from you guys is to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts. Because the reality is, at this moment in time, Chelsea are winning. I am happy. And now we need to go to Bournemouth and pick up more points. Alright? It's a very simple process. Chelsea need to continue to get points in the league now. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow there'll be an early video with the latest transfer rumors. And if you like that kind of stuff, subscribe, okay? It's in the bottom corner. We're like 300 away from 39k. Get me there by the end of today. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.